14th of July marks the beginning of the French Revolution with the storming of the ancient royal jail back in 1789, and it is better known to people across the globe as Bastille Day. We attended an event here in Pretoria hosted by the French Embassy to find out more.
A very warm welcome from my team, my husband and I, and a big thank you for joining us today in celebrating our Fête Nationale Bastille Day. Today is a special Bastille Day. We have decided to give it a very special flavor, a reunion flavor.
South Africa is a big brother that we would like to be able to count on, while working together to develop fraternal links we have inherited and that we have to share. What we have in common is a powerful sound of African drums, beating to the rhythm of our local music, the Maloya.
France and South Africa have much in common. Both our countries are blessed with beautiful landscapes and scenic wonders. We are steeped in heritage and culture, and we are attractive to tourists from all around the world. France, by the way, attracts more tourists than any other destination in the world. It's #1 tourist destination in the world. Yeah, you French people, you can give yourselves a round of applause.
Ambassador Barbier has spent 12 years of her diplomatic career here in South Africa and the last 4 as ambassador. She has a strong link with our country and has seen a transition from apartheid to democracy. What is Bastille Day?
It's our national day. It's more in Anglophone countries that it's known as Bastille Day, and rightly so, because it commemorates the storming of the Bastille. Bastille was a royal prison, a royal jail, where people just disappeared during the time of royal absolutism.
Bastille Day in France is a public holiday. How do French nationals here in South Africa celebrate it?
Here in South Africa, it's a little bit more modest, but still we try and celebrate as well as we can. And in particular, in the French residence in Pretoria, we have a big party where we invite our South African partners, of course members of the South African government, but also all sectors of life, people with whom we work.
What is the economical, cultural and political relationship between France and South Africa?
Well, with South Africa, France has a strategic relationship. It was started in 1994. Just after the elections, President Mitterrand visited South Africa when President Mandela had just been elected. And so that was the start of this relationship with the new South Africa. It has, all kinds of elements, political, economic, strong links. I mean, France and South Africa are big trade, investment partners. We also have a very strong cultural relationship with South Africa, because France likes to do a lot in the cultural and arts field. We see it as part of the diplomacy, the soft diplomacy, as we say. And there are many opportunities to do that in South Africa. In 2012, 2013, we had very successful reciprocal seasons. First, the season of France in South Africa, then the season of South Africa in France. And it gave the opportunity to the people in France to, discover South African artists, activities and culture, and vice versa for the South African public to discover, what France was about.
Tell us about your Reunion Island experience.
It's a place actually where you say you can turn your back towards the sea. All those beautiful island destinations like Mauritius, they are well known for this white beaches and blue waters, but Reunion Island has got that and many much more. They've got this incredible volcano which is active. They've got UNESCO forest that you can go walk into and stay with the local people. It's a cheap destination, it's a short flight, visa-free destination, and I say it's the second best alternative. Is France is too far and Paris is too far by flight and expensive. Go to Reunion Island, you've got it all there.
Reunion Island is a French and European island in Indian Ocean, not too far from South Africa, because we can go from Joburg to Reunion Island by 4 hours by plane. Our country, our island, is an island of 1,000 faces and 1,000 landscapes.
How easy is it for South Africans to visit the island?
Since two years ago, it's possible for people from South Africa to come in Reunion Island without visa. And we have a direct flight between Saint-Denis de la Réunion and Joburg. It's operated by the local company called Air Austral. There's nowadays 2 flights a week, and in November we have 3 flights a week.
3 South Africans were recipients of the Order of the Arts and Letters, an honor awarded to those who have helped develop the arts and culture in France and throughout the world.
I'm sure all of us here would agree that arts has the ability to connect us as human beings, and I must conclude by saying that I've always believed that the role of arts is not restricted to entertainment. In the world that is polarized and too often divided along racial and ideological lines, society profits by an investment in the arts, and it is an effective tool for promoting an appreciation of our differences and help to strengthen our bonds of understanding and common humanity, what we call in South Africa, Ubuntu.
When did you fall in love with arts?
When I was young, I grew up. My father was a church minister. At the church we used to sing at school, and so I've always loved the arts.
What advice do you have for parents who still are discouraging their children to follow a career in arts?
I think the arts are very, very important because it's more than just entertainment. We can use the arts to build bridges and understanding between people. We can use the arts to help brand our country positively across the world, like we are doing now in France.
Could you please explain to us the cultural cooperation between South Africa and France?
Cultural diplomacy for France is very important. It's a key element of our diplomacy in all the world. And in South Africa, it really started actually when the democracy was installed in South Africa. So in 1994, we created the French Institute in 1995, and then we had a very important and dense cultural cooperation in South Africa.
Now, Honorable Minister, let me raise my glass to the health of His Excellency Jacob Zuma, President of the Republic of South Africa, and to the friendship between our 2 countries.